Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Bill, and I'm a neighbor of the school. I live on Hill Street with my family.
Awesome. And how long have you lived near the Summit School?
Well, I have lived in this house since 2004, so I lived here for about 9 or 10 years when it was Windrush,
Mm-hmm.
and I've lived here the whole time that it's been Summit.
Awesome. And are you involved with Summit in any other ways besides being the neighbor?
I am involved with Summit in at least a couple of other ways. One is that I run a basketball league that uses your gym on Monday night, and I've been running that league in that gym for over 20 years. And we've been using that gym for 20 years. And also I have a number of friends whose kids go to the school.
What are some reasons you really like living near a school, both living near Summit and like before when it was Windrush? What's good about living near a school?
Yeah, I think the main thing that's good about living near a school for me is I love the energy of the children and the kids and the happiness and the playfulness and all of that and the great spirit that most of the kids have.
Mm.
And that I feel that enriches my life and it enriches my family's life. And potentially, the children can also be role models for. I have a 4-year-old son, and it can be role models for him.
What have been some challenges about living near a school, and particularly challenges with Summit?
Yeah, up until recently, there really haven't been any challenges. For the entire time that it was Windrush, we never had a single problem. The problems actually have started fairly recently in the last few months. We've started to experience some vandalism in the front of our property. Some kids have either stolen or moved some of the decorative brickwork. They've taken stuff from some of our other neighbors' yards and dumped it in our front yard. On one occasion at least, they kind of did a ring the doorbell and dash. But the most serious thing is that at least on one occasion, somebody opened the gate to our backyard, which is where my son and my dog, my 4-year-old son, and my dog play unsupervised, which, from my point of view, put both of their lives at risk. And so it got, dramatically more serious when that happened.
Mm. How did you feel when you realized that the gate had been left open, and what steps did you take after?
Well, my initial reaction was fear, because I didn't know, when it happened. I didn't know if my son had gone out already, where the dog was, so I needed to just make sure everybody's safety was first. And then I started to feel pretty sad that this was a challenge now that the new school was bringing into our lives. So my first step was to contact the school. And I've had a number of conversations with Ms. Garcia and others there at the school about the problem. And also, as of recently, I've also contacted the El Cerrito police to let them know, what's happening and to get their recommendations for how to proceed.
What did they recommend when you talked to them?
What they recommended I do is put in a video security system so that we will have the faces and pictures of any of the kids that come onto the property for whatever reason in the future. And if there are additional problems, then the police can take more direct and serious action.
How did you feel so you've started installing that? How did you feel when you had to start installing that system?
It sucked. I don't want to live in a place where I have to provide that kind of security. It's a wonderful neighborhood. One of the things I love about living here is it's a very safe neighborhood, and people have been very respectful all through the years. As I say, I've been in that gym for 20 years, and I've been living here for 11 years, and it's just been a wonderful neighborhood. And to now have to go to a point of having video security because kids are putting my dog or my child's life in danger it's really sad for me.
Thank you for sharing that. What are some things you would really like some positive things you'd really like to see Summit students start doing to make the community a positive and safe space?
I don't know that I have any specific positive recommendations, because kids being kids are, is usually a wonderful thing, and just bringing their enthusiasm for life and their friendships and all that, even if it's just passing by, is all great. I think, the suggestions are to have the kids understand the consequences of some of their actions and the potential consequences, and start to eliminate some of that behavior.
Yeah.
That's really what I think is the strongest recommendation.
Great. Thank you so much.
You bet.
You want to introduce us to your dog before I close the video?
Sure. This is my dog, Annie, over here. I'm sure many of the kids, if they haven't seen her, they've
Hi,
at least heard her, because she's a big barker, and she often likes to go to the door and see the kids that are passing by and let them know that she's here and that this is her house.
Great. Thank you so much.
You bet.